19th of June 2016. Welcome to episode 5 of RapBabble, the weekly hip hop show. I'm Flux Rope. I'm here solo, but Hussein will join me later for the album review. And if anyone wants to join us as a host, email us at rapbabble@gmail.com. Moving swiftly to the news now. Lil Wayne suffers multiple seizures. So he was in his jet and he suffered a seizure, and his plane came down and he was seen by medical staff. But once he was conscious, he decided that he didn't want any more medical attention and would head back in the plane and head off. And then the same thing happened again, and this time he stayed in hospital. So there are two contributing factors to this. One is that he has epilepsy, so that's obviously going to cause seizures. But it doesn't help that he's also has a bit of a lean habit. So lean is a drug which is a purple cough syrup, which is it's a big drug in hip hop now, and rappers mix it with other drugs. It goes by names like lean and scissup and Future called his album Dirty Sprite, which is a reference to what that is. It's a mixture of those two things. So, and it's a cough medicine, so it makes your throat, your voice really gruff, which is why Lil Wayne sounds like that. And he has a bit of a habit, and he did say that he was going to try and cut back on that. And people thought he had, but it looks like he's on it. There are reports that he's back on it again, and it may have contributed to his seizures. It's not known, but we know it's not good for you. And there was a rapper called Pimp C who was one half of the Underground Kings that went by UGK, and he died in 2007 at the age of 33, and he was a lean drinker as well. So it's a cautionary tale. Don't touch those kinds of drugs. They are not good for you. And the sad thing is, it's huge in hip hop now. I hear it all the time. There are a couple of rappers who champion it firstly, and then you just see people with those cups, which is what's inside those cups. You see people with those cups, so that's the new one. So after hearing these two stories of one rapper dying and one rapper getting multiple seizures, I hope that this reduces in the future. So let's move on to a happier story. But by the way, I should report that Lil Wayne is good and well. He was spotted performing. He had like a small performance, and he was seen rapping away. So yeah, he's back to his old self. So he's out of the danger zone. So all is well for the time being. So, well, he should be fine for quite a while. It's a long-term problem, but in the short term, he's good. So let's move on to the next story, which is XXL revealed their freshman class. XXL is a hip-hop magazine from the 90s. And back in the day, before the internet, if you wanted hip-hop news, if you wanted reviews, you went to XXL or The Source. They were the two big ones. And they actually contributed to the culture at times as well. They contributed negatively in the sense that they helped to escalate the East Coast West Coast war with some of their front covers. You know, they'd have rappers on the front covers, and they'd have like headlines there as well. And it wasn't really, they made it worse basically. But then they also contributed positively because they did album reviews, and I think it was The Source. They did it out of 5 microphones, and a lot of people wanted the 5 mic rating. It was worth a lot. I really wish we had that equivalent today, because we don't really have anyone to say this is a good album. We only have sales at the moment. But Jay-Z was angry that his Reasonable Doubt album didn't get 5 mics. It got 4.5. That's how important that these magazines were to the culture. And they're not as important anymore now the internet's here, so everyone is on separate hip-hop sites, and none of them really dominate. But still, XXL, they're still doing their thing. I'm not sure if they're putting out, they might still be printing editions, I'm not sure. But they have revealed their freshman class. This is a series they have. They've had it for like between 5 and 9 years. And they put out a list of 10 rappers that you should watch out for that are about to blow. And so they've revealed their list of this year. So their list includes Anderson .Paak, he was noticed by Dr. Dre. So he put out a couple of albums prior, and then he was included on Dr. Dre's Compton album, the one which which was attached to the film but wasn't the soundtrack to the film, Straight Out of Compton. But it was released at the same time. So Anderson .Paak worked on that couple of songs, and he actually signed to Aftermath, which may be a curse rather than a blessing, because these days, if you sign to a major label or a rapper, you're not guaranteed to be brought out and pushed. A lot of people just sit on the label. So let's hope he gets a push. But the Aftermath co-sign worked with Kendrick Lamar, because he only blew up. He was on the way up, but it was when Good Kid, Mad City, which was partly Aftermath as well. So that I hope he gets the same treatment. I hope the same thing happens to him. On the list also is 21 Savage, Kodak Black, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Dicky, who I've heard of, and he's quite a good lyricist actually. He's a bit of a joke. He is the joke of his act, but then at the same time he can rap really well. I've heard a freestyle of his, so he's one to watch out for. Dave East, Denzel Curry, Designer, G Herbo, and Lil Yachty. And Lil Yachty will make an appearance on the album we're reviewing today, which is Chance the Rapper's Coloring Book. So that's their list. A lot of names that I have. A couple of names I've heard of. I have heard of Anderson .Paak, as I just mentioned. Lil Dicky, actually have the first album. I like Lil Dicky quite a lot. I like him more than his album, let's say. Designer, we all know Designer from his huge hit Panda, which is dominating. And Lil Yachty, who makes an appearance on this album, so I've actually heard him. So yeah, let's see. I hope these guys do blow up, or even if they don't, someone else does. But I just want music to keep moving, and I want us to get new stars all the time. One notable thing is last year they had. Here's their list for last year: Dej Loaf, Fetty Wap, Gold Link, K Camp, OG Mako, Rory, Shy Glizzy, Tink, Vince Staples, and Kid. So from that list, that's an impressive list. I know about half of the list. Dej Loaf is being played on the radio, more the underground hip hop radio, but I hear her a lot. Fetty Wap hit the charts really hard with his first album, so he obviously blew up. And I don't know whether it's not clear. Like you can track down the date of when they put them into the freshman class, but it's not clear whether they do it after things have happened or before. So they could be predicting who's going to be big next, or they could just be jumping on bandwagons, which I assume is must be the case with Designer, because he'd already blown up with Panda, so that was an easy one to put on. Although I wouldn't have put him on myself. I don't think he has that much of a future. I think he's a one-hit wonder, so I wouldn't have put him on the freshman class, but he is on the charts now. It's kind of hard to deny that. So I know Dej Loaf, Fetty Wap, Tink. I only know because of Timberland. She is impressive though. I hope she does well. Vince Staples, he's making a name for himself, actually. He reminds me of Chance the Rapper quite a bit. He's a lyricist, and he's not trying to be a rapper. He's not trying to be, full of gold chains and auto-tune and drugs and all that stuff. So, yeah, Vince Staples is a lyricist. I like him. And Kid, he's with 50 Cent, and he's part of G in it. So he's only really made a name for himself because of that. But I've heard of him, so their list last year had 5 people that I've heard of, so that's pretty good. And you can't expect more than that. Anyone who predicts, I mean, there are thousands of rappers, and they have to choose from all of these guys. And there was an interview on Power 105.1. So if you look at the YouTube page, you can see 2 of the editors who were talking about who got on the list and who didn't. And if you're interested in the hip hop industry, it's really interesting to listen to this kind of thing and to see these people who are deciding who goes on and who doesn't. And yeah, it's fun to predict and to go back and look and see if you're right. And last year they did quite well. So those are the headlines, and let's move straight into the charts. So I have for you this week is the hot rap songs of this week. And so at 15 we have Pitbull with Messing Around. Pitbull's an interesting artist. Like he survives. He's still going on. And he's on Forbes for being one of the richest rappers, which I don't know how he does it, but he must be smart and he must be on his game. But yeah, he's in the charts now. It's featuring Enrique Iglesias. That guy's still around too. Fetty Wap with Wake Up is at number 14. Number 13 is Uber Everywhere, made in TYO, and this song has been everywhere. I've heard it on the radio a lot. Kevin Gates with Really Really at number 12. Future with Wicked at number 11. I love this song. It's on his Purple Rain mixtape, which came out early in the year, so I'm surprised it's still at 11. Drake and Pop Style, featuring The Throne, that version, at number 10. And this is his first of several appearances. G-Eazy with Me, Myself and I at number 6. Fat Joe, Remy Ma and Jay-Z, the remix, all the way up at number 5. Future featuring The Weeknd with Low Life at number 4. DJ Khaled featuring Drake, number 3, with his song For Free. So this must have been a song which Drake just had sitting around and he decided to sell it to Khaled, which is a good look for Khaled because he's got an album coming out called Major Keys and he's got a Drake feature. That's just amazing. And in fact, it's a song which is just Drake. It's not even like Drake's on one verse. This is a Drake song. So it's not a good song. I was disappointed by the song itself. I didn't like the beat at all. But it's good for DJ Khaled. And so good luck to him. DJ Khaled chooses good music. Chooses / makes. It's hard to say which. In this case, he chose it because he probably bought. It was probably already made and sold to him, I suspect. So yeah, but DJ Khaled is number 3 on the chart. So good for him. Number 2 is Kent Jones with Don't Mind, and number 1 is Designer with Panda. He's still there. This isn't the Billboard 100, by the way. So it's not the actual chart. It's just the hot rap songs because that's all we're interested in. But in terms of the hot rap songs, this is still the top song. And because it's Billboard, I assume it's based on sales rather than anything else, rather than opinion. So Designer must still be selling. But, he is on Kanye West's album. Like, his entire song is on Kanye West's album, The Life of Pablo. So he has the biggest push anyone could ever have. So, but even with, no, I'm not going to take anything away from him. Even without the Kanye West push, this song is huge. This song stands by itself. So, I mean, I like it and I don't like it in many ways because it's cheap music, but it's a hit. It's definitely a hit. I dance to it. So yeah, Designer and Panda are number 1.
I wanted to ask you about Cruel Winter being teased.
Yeah, that was the topic.
Did you listen to Champions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what did you think about it?
I realized after I recorded the episode that I didn't even mention Champions because I was just so underwhelmed by it.
I was so underwhelmed by it. It was just noise. It was just nothing.
Yeah. I wait for these things. There are certain artists that when they put out music, I'm ready to listen to it straight away.
Yeah.
Drake, Future, and Kanye West are in that category, and just yeah. It's interesting that he's branching out with all these different artists.
Yeah.
He had Gucci Mane on there.
Yeah, he had Gucci Mane, and he had Designer.
Well, his contribution was minimal. I wasn't clear what he did there.
It was a song originally written by Travis Scott about 2 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and now Kanye West has resurrected it.
See, this is what I was talking about. This is kind of we had this song sitting around and we didn't really want to put it on any albums. Let's put it here. And the interesting thing about Travis Scott is he's signed to good music as a producer, but he's signed to T.I.'s Grand Hustle as a rapper.
Yeah, yep.
So it's a confusing situation. But yeah, I was disappointed by the song and interesting features. I mean, the people that he had. I think the most interesting thing was who he had on the song. That's the thing I watched out for. But I talked more about just the album itself.
Oh.
The anticipation, what's going to come, what happened last time, and he's branching out with more artists. Like, it's not just going to be good music. Even last time, he brought in people from the outside. He had Ghostface Killer on there.
Yeah.
So this album's going to be packed full of people. So let's get into the review. This week we have Chance the Rapper. We have his mixtape coloring book, mixtape / album, because it doesn't matter for him. He's an independent artist. He's not signed to a label. He turned down a record deal with Kanye West, amongst others, and he puts out his music for free. So he's actually blurring the line between album and mixtape. He's also he he was complaining also about his album not being eligible for awards because it's not a commercially released album, and that has now changed. So now he's eligible to be counted, and he's being streamed as well. So he got into the actual charts based on streaming, whereas he wouldn't have done before. So it's good that these changes have come, and maybe he's contributed to that, since he's probably the biggest artist who's not signed, because he's a big deal and he doesn't have any backing whatsoever. So he's from Chicago. He's independent. He's a lyricist. And he's not a typical rapper, typical chart rapper with lots of auto-tune and talking about money and that kind of thing. So he's quite different. So he's an interesting person to watch. He's very underground, so most people won't know him unless they're into hip-hop properly. So yeah, he's going to be around for a while, and he looks quite promising. And this is the third album he's been a part of. So he's got 2 previous mixtapes and a collaboration album as well. So this is project number 4. So,
But it's his third solo album.
third solo album, yeah. It's relatively new as well, looking at how much he's done and how often he puts out music.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, which songs did you like?
I like the intro. I thought it's a very good high beat, high energy intro, and Kanye West and Chance the Rapper are doing a very good job at doing good intros to albums.
Mm.
You know that originally the beat for All We Got wasn't for Chance the Rapper. It was for some other artist, and then he heard the beat and he's like, "Oh, I need to have this." So he did his vocal part for All We Got, and then he got Kanye West to do his really auto-toned bit,
Uh,
and then they gave it to the producers, and they really liked it, so they included it in the album. And they did a negotiation with the other artists who got the beat, and said, "Yeah, you can have it then," because you thought it's working.
and again, he doesn't have a label, so to hear that kind of thing happening without a label,
Yeah.
I'm used to them, making a few calls and getting it sorted. So that's impressive. And I forget this stuff happens. I forget that they trade beats, and like when I think of albums, I always think, right, you've made 15 songs. You only made 15 songs, and that's it. And everything is contained in this one album. And in reality, they make like 30 songs maybe, and then they give away a couple of verses as a feature. And DJ Khaled got a song from Drake as well, which he probably had no involvement in whatsoever. He just bought it off Drake because Drake maybe didn't think it was good enough to go on an album. And yeah, so this kind of thing happens all the time, which is surprising. I did love the song as well. The trumpet especially was the best part.
Yeah.
It is a great intro. The lyrics are good. This song works in many ways. One huge failure is Kanye West. You don't need auto-tune is just annoying. Get someone who can sing. I mean, you don't even need him. I don't know why he's there.
We just needed him there just for the production, to do the Kanye production, not the Kanye vocals.
Oh, he's a producer on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell now. He kind of, on his albums, he puts himself down as a producer, but he's usually, I think of him as an arranger. But okay, I can see him contributing to this.
Yeah.
Oh, and I like the gospel in the background.
Yeah,
the voices. So on this album, I did not like a lot of the gospel, but this is one of the few places I thought it actually worked. So yeah, thumbs up for that song, definitely. What's your next song?
My next favorite song is probably a toss-up between No Problem and Summer Friends.
Okay. I have both of them on my list, yeah.
Okay.
Go on then, so what do you think of No Problems?
I really like 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne's feature on this, actually, to be honest. It fits the track really well, and it's a smooth melody track.
Mm. And Chance kind of lets himself down because he kind of raps about nothing and he kind of goes below them. I expect him to be so much higher than those two, but actually he goes so low that I do like the Lil Wayne and the 2 Chainz feature. They do a lot for the song, so I do like their part.
Sometimes Chance the Rapper's tracks can take a while to start.
Mm.
So, for example, Summer Friends, that's an example of a track that takes quite a while to start.
Okay.
It's about
There's some tracks with some gospel parts at the beginning, and I skip over that sometimes.
it's like 30 seconds or a minute long. And
Half the song, yeah.
yeah, and then okay, then it actually starts. So Summer Friends, that's my only downside to Summer Friends.
Oh right, you're talking about Summer Friends.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to clear one thing up as well. I like the gospel on No Problem. I can't remember if I like it or if it's even there on the first song, but it's a No Problems that I liked the gospel there. The vocals at least, the gospel vocals. Summer Friends, I liked the lyrics and I loved the smooth beat. I had both of these on my list, so I did love these two songs definitely.
My next song is All Night. It's really short. Is it? Yeah, is that the song I'm on about? Yeah, All Night. There's very little gospel again, which I really like. But yeah, it's a good short high energy track. And then my last favorite track of the album is Smoke Break.
Okay, yeah.
Future. I thought the beat was really good, and I thought Future was really good on this as well.
Nice. You know what? I was actually annoyed at first because he goes auto-tune, Chance, and I thought, why are you doing that? Why are you lowering yourself? And then I listened to Future's part, and I think he's just matching Future so that they both sound similar on the track, and it does work.
Yeah.
I do like the lyrics of this, and I'm not annoyed at him for going auto-tune on this song, and I do like Future's part as well. I like quite a lot of what Future does, but a lot of his album tracks can be quite dull.
Yeah, I don't listen to Future's albums. I listen to his features.
Yeah, his singles and his features, yeah, that's really that's his worth. I mean, really, he just shouldn't put out any of the lower quality material and just put out that stuff. Because with songs like Wicked, he's still on the charts. It's been out for ages now, so he's doing good. So yeah, he did fit in well here. So I liked that as well. I didn't have that on my list. I had instead Duke Jam.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a smooth 90s R&B type song. It kind of changes the tempo of the album a bit, so it's a bit out of place there.
What's
But
your opinion on rap people using Justin Bieber?
my opinion of Justin Bieber changed when he put out Sorry, and
Alright, okay.
there was another one as well, quite recently. So he's put out two songs, so now I'm not embarrassed to like Justin Bieber.
Okay.
He's grown up, and he's
Are you
actually...
saying you liked him before?
No,
Okay.
no, but now at least, yeah, so now I do like him, I can say it, whereas I didn't want to be in the position where I did like him and I couldn't say it, but
Okay.
yeah, so I like his contributions now, so I'm not, it doesn't stand out anymore. It's not like, oh, what's Justin Bieber doing there? He's changed. So yeah, he's matured actually, because now he's focusing on the sound, and it's coming
But the
out.
thing is, he's not an R&B artist or hip hop artist. He's a pop artist.
Yeah. Although he's transitioning now, he's doing like Beyonce did this as well, where they kind of go into this middle area where they're not proper pop artists anymore. Their music isn't cheesy as it was before, and he's doing some like electronic stuff. So, but I mean, he sounds good on this song,
Yeah.
so I like
I mean,
him.
I can't really tell Justin Bieber's voice anymore.
But the fact that it didn't stand out and you didn't go, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
That means that he fit in well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did like that, and the lyrics were good on this one as well. And the song that I had, which you didn't have, was Mixtape. So the lyrics were not there at all on this song. So the other songs that I picked,
I think Mixtape had quite a good meaning behind it. It's like all these rappers, where has the mixtape gone? You're just releasing albums.
but he kind of had that in the chorus. Like did he put that in the verse as well?
I think the first verse.
Because I was a bit disappointed. I didn't even pay attention to the lyrics really, other than the chorus. I loved the chorus, but the lyrics themselves, like especially with Young Thug, who you can't even understand really. And then there's Lil Yachty, the new rapper, who has auto-tune on his verse, which doesn't sound good. He's really pushing it too hard. And so I didn't really like the verses. Maybe I just didn't understand what he was saying, because when Chance the Rapper was rapping, I just thought, I don't know why he's what he's doing or why he's saying this. I can see some things like, we don't know none of the words he mentions. We don't playing ball. I don't know. Just this one didn't catch me. Like, I really need your music to be, your lyrics to be a bit more clear, so that I can really follow along. So for this song, for me, it was purely the beat and the chorus, but they were amazing. Like, I played this song so many times just based on the beat and the chorus. I couldn't get it out of my head. So for this song, it was the beat and the chorus, definitely. And Lil Yachty, actually, his verse wasn't too bad. It was just kind of drowning in auto-tune. If you took that away, and it was a little bit more confident, a little bit less whiny, it would have come out well. So the third verse was the better one on that.
I just want to bring something up. You said you don't really enjoy the gospel bits in this album.
Yes, I do not.
But the thing is, I think what you need to realize is that Chance the Rapper's music style is gospel rap, and he is the only major artist without a label that is kind of owning this space.
I'm not, you know what? I'm okay with it being gospel. I just didn't like it. I think it was done badly. Because if he put out an album of Ultralight Beams, which is the first song on Kanye West's album, then I would be happy. But just when you skip over parts of his song, and I just didn't like a lot of the gospel stuff. So I think it needs to be done better. And this actually is a good transition into the overall discussion on the album, because I felt like this album, like, it's a good idea that he doesn't have a label, and so he's independent. But I really wish he had some adult supervision. I wish he had a label that was telling him, let's tighten this up. Let's make this, let's commercialize this a little bit so it's a bit easier to listen to, because it just felt messy. The tempo and the type of music changed quite a bit. You know, there was auto-tune in one part, there was gospel in another part, there was smart lyrics, there were ignorant lyrics. I just wish it was all smoother. So I didn't like that change, but I felt the gospel didn't work.
Do you think then Chance the Rapper is holding himself back because he keeps declining these label deals?
Nah, not at all. I'm amazed at how far he's got. I mean, reading the blogs, they're really interested in him quite a lot, so he's getting a lot of publicity.
But do you think he's just going to plateau then?
No, I don't think. I mean, he's a lyricist.
Okay.
He's not. It's up to him how far he goes. I think he's better off without a label. To make it this far, he's got into Apple Music. He's got a deal with them, and he's in Spotify. So I think he's made exactly the right decisions. I would have loved to have seen him with Kanye West on Good Music, but the problem is, if you sign to a label, there's a chance you're not getting a release. Too many of them just sit there, like Sci-Hi the Prince, for instance. So he's made the best decision. He's in the best position, and he's in that Kendrick Lamar category. You know, he's with J. Cole. He's not on the other side with the Meek Mills and the Drakes and the Futures. He's on the lyricist side. So yeah, I like him being independent. Let's have what else today. So I didn't like the gospel, but I think it can work. He can make the gospel work. It wasn't implemented well, and maybe he needs an executive producer who knows what he's doing with that stuff. Because who oversaw this project? That's what I want to know. He doesn't have a label boss, so who did that? So it's probably him. That's my overall opinion. I didn't like the gospel, but I did like the album overall. I thought he is a lyricist, and I love that. The beats I didn't like them at first, but they've grown on me, definitely. He had a feature from Future and Jay Electronica, two of my well, maybe not favorite artists, but I do look out for Future quite a lot. Jay Electronica's in that category. I'm a big fan of Jay Electronica. I didn't like his appearance at all, though. I thought that song was not good. So disappointing. But yeah, I didn't like it at first, but as I went through them and picked my favorite songs, I liked the album more. So yeah, I like it now. So give me your overall thoughts.
I think it's a continuation. Excuse me. I think it's a continuation of Chance the Rapper's skills um, enhancing as the years goes on, and he is carving out this space in hip hop and kind of serving a niche to people who actually like this type of music. I actually thought the gospel worked in this album. Yeah, so my overall score would be a good solid 8.5 to 9.
Wow, okay. This is a strong one. This is a strong
Yeah,
one.
I think you have to understand that he's an independent artist. He's released an album with how many tracks? 14 tracks. All good quality tracks. I mean, they're not every track is outstanding, but they're all very good quality tracks. And he's got these big artists featured on these tracks, which is another feat in itself.
Mm.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think he deserves all the success he's getting.
Yeah, I definitely think he does. Like, my rating for the album is different to my rating of what I think of Chance overall. So
Okay.
in terms of like how much I kind of based my score on just how much I wanted to listen to this, and it did take some work, and it did grow on me because at first the score I bumped it up half a point and brought it up to 7. But it was actually at 6.5. But then as I went through it, I thought, nah, 6.5 is way too low. Like, this guy, there's a lot that I like about Chance the Rapper, and I like the album was okay actually. It wasn't a bad album, so I did like it more as time went on. But I needed to be a bit more consistent. I needed the lyrics to be a bit clearer on what you're talking about, and the gospel needs to not get in the way of the album, which I felt it did. But this has the good thing about this album. It's made me want to listen to the next one whenever that comes, because I feel like this happens all the time. I remember this happened clearly with 50 Cent, where I heard an album and I thought, and it made me not want to buy the next one. And you kind of buy one album based on how much you like the previous album. And so it can work either way. It can make you not look for their album next time or make you excited for it. So I'm excited for his next one, and I'm going to want to like it as well because I like this quite a bit. So I'm going to want to like the next one. So I think his future is really bright. And if I was to give him as you were talking about the industry side of it, like what he's accomplished, the rappers he has on it, I'd give him a high rating because I am super impressed by what he's done and by what he is as well. I like what he is. He is a lyricist, and he is not tainted by anything in the music industry. He's as pure as his gospel, really. So I've got loads of good things to say about him. I want to like his music more. At the moment, I don't. I don't know. Just I need more. I need more melody. If he made more songs like Mixtape, the lyrics, putting that aside, if he made more songs like Mixtape, that'd be perfect. And he's had some good examples of lyrics on the album. So if he had more of those, a couple more stories as well. He had some stories on there. So we've got a lot of positive things to say about Chance overall. More about Chance overall than the album, I would say, but
Actual music, okay.
yeah. But I did like the album, so it was good. Yeah, so 7.0. All right, so we'll leave it there for this week, and we'll be back next week with the same. Bye bye.
See ya.